Hey guys, today we're doing a video on my new build. This build it's actually a variant of Tal Rasha build, and it's highly based on the item Etched Sigil, which allows you to cast one of your other resource spending skills. And this even though each guild doesn't proc your build, because this build doesn't consume any mana, you can always cast those skills which procs your builds. Which when you fire, it'll look like this. Now as for skills, we have Electrocute, which grants you more mana. Which it really doesn't matter what this build does, as long as it's a range electricity, we're okay with it. And then following, we're gonna go with, which is your main casting skill, Disintegrate. You can either go with Chaos or Intensify. This Intensify will do more damage on bigger minions, the bosses, the elites. This one, it'll clear up the mobs faster. So. And then afterward, we have Meteor Showers, which this will give you a constant cast with no mana cost. Wormhole, due to the fact that you are focused on your damage so often that you don't want to move around as much. This means you get 2 teleports to run away or just to escape from whatever skills the mob throws at you. And then we have Frozen Solid. The reason we have this is that we try to not get killed in higher level rifts, which means this will keep the enemy away from you. And then we have Magic Weapon, which I take Arcane Force Weapon because it just gives me more damage in lower rift. But if you if you want, you can always take something else that will grant you more of a survival type, like energy armor, force armor. So then we have this one. Since you will always be far away from it, it's most likely your practice. You have Glass Cannon, which can be switched out to something like Elemental Exposure if you want that extra defense. Of course, Power Hungry. Things are always gonna get close to you, so might as well. And of course, Unstable Anatomy, you can't not use this. It's what's keeping most of you alive in case of a arcane pops up right under you, just instant shot you or something like that. Now as for items, we have Thunder Fury, Blast Blade of the Windseeker. As you can see, it's an Ancient Road. I'm hoping to roll something else for it, but this will do because this grants me like I want to say a million of attack, give or take, which the passive's not bad to add to the extra damage. Of course, we're using Tal Rasha's entire build, and we are also using Shoulder of the Kara. It isn't. You can practically use anything you want in the shoulder. It's not of any importance. It's just that it saves time so you don't forget to repair your items. And then we have Traveler's Pledge, and then Compass Rose. And these ones, since you are going to be casting in one place, it will permanently increase your damage by 100%. As for the other ring, you can use practically anything you want. It's not of importance. Or if you can get rid of this ring, and let's see, we have ring sections right here. You can pick any ring that you deem fit, actually. Now, as for, of course, the important build is your boots, which this is a must because this increases your damage by so much. Of course, then you have your wrist bracers, which shrink and opponent will spawn enemies with. This will help you clear lower rift so much, which I don't recommend a higher rift because at higher risk, these bosses can be so freaking hard to kill. You want to kill the low mobs rather than the high bosses. It's just easier that way. Now, due to this build, we do not need cooldown in this build whatsoever. So focus focus your stuff on crit, attack speed, attack damage. If you must, you can take some reduction, but those two are not important. As you can see, I have about 2.2 million toughness, not so much recovery, not so much. We have your gem of toxin, which adds 10% damage, also poisons people, which is really good for this. Plus we have the gizzard, which this is a must-have on you, because this is what keeping you alive in case if you ever get damaged by anything, because we don't have any on-hit lifesteal. Afterwards, we have the Pain Enhancer. This one, the main point of this is to increase damage overall. Because we do have a 45% crit chance you will be critting in the billions. Your general hit is about 500 million per hit. You reach a lot of 900, 600s, but when on your lucky shot, you would hit about 3 billion or such. And afterward, of course, we have Etched Sigil, which is the main proc of your build. This makes your build so much powerful than the normal Tal Rasha build. Secondly, we have this item, the Binding, which this will keep you firing your suit indefinitely. You can see my mana is not going down whatsoever. And then you have Conversion of Elements. Since you are using Tal Rasha build, this will increase your damage directly a lot. But in case if you don't want to use it, you can always take this item, which will pull enemy in a high, which is good for you to keep enemy away from you. Or if you can take any of those resist item, which I recommend Poison Arcane, because they are really, really annoying, especially those arcane and poison shots. They repair right on you, sometimes one shot you, so you want to be aware of those.
I will show you the city that I know.
Okay, now let's see, where are we? We're in Torment 10 right now. Let's go with a 55. That seems to be an easier fight. As you can see, my damage is, I am not dying. I'm constantly freezing them. So I turn off the damage multiplier. We're only dealing the damage in around the million seconds. Everything you see here, let's see, you have about 120 million per shot, 150, and then it gets higher. You have teleport. Now, in this build, what you want is to start with your 1 and go with your 3, and then fire your left auto every time it procs. It does cost mana, but the thing is, if you cast your left every about few seconds before your timer runs out, if you look down on my proc, you can always refresh it by pressing a left and right build. Of course, the gizzard is keeping you alive indefinitely. You can see the damage here, 600. Oh, there we go. There we are. About 2 billion, and the damage is still going up. Oh, there's a 3 billion right there. So then we have you just want to keep proccing this. This is really great for high level rift, especially as a wizard, unless you're running explosion, which that will keep you alive. This one, we do not have any damage mitigation, so you want to stay as far away as people as possible. If you want to run high rift with people, I recommend having Witch Doctor or somebody that could tank for you. If you look here, we are burning down things really fast. If you look at the edge of screen, 700 million damage overall. But you do have to be aware of the surroundings. Because of this, we don't have much damage mitigation. I usually recommend this at around, let's see, Rift level 50, X10, G-Rift 50 difficulty. This will be the best optimal item farming. If you ever need to farm anything for item, this will be your choice. Now, if you ever want to go to a higher Rift, I recommend sacrifice some of this damage to get some damage mitigation, which will keep you alive. Now, if you do have somebody to tank in front of you, this damage will be so much. You can see, my Blizzard Frozen Solid is keeping them away. They don't even reach me right here. It's right here. They will never get to me. Now, if you're running a high rift, I would recommend for your arcane to pick when you're doing arcane, I would recommend for you to do more focus damage rather than group damage, because most of your damage will be coming from your procs of meteor and ice. Now here, the best item you want for this build is to actually get the engine roll of this, because the extra 30% damage will be so much more powerful than anything we've seen so far, which it would zap attack to the Booleans almost, I guess, 50% of the time, which that's a lot per hit damage, especially in any rift. Alright, that's it. If you like my video,